Hello dressmakers and friends, welcome again on the channel. Here is a detailed tutorial of how to draft a trouser pattern. If you're new on this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get to see every time I post a new video. Let's get into it. With this drafting method, you do not need to worry about too much pattern paper because we are going to be drafting both the front and the back on the same pattern paper. Now we are going to leave out not less than 2 inches on the side of your pattern paper and on the top of your pattern paper, just like you see me do. Ensure that the length of the pattern paper that you have is enough for the length of the trouser you're working with. For straight pants, here is my length, and for wide leg, here is my length. The length is 3 inches longer for wide leg pants. Okay, so those are examples are palazzo and all of that. So you can see not less than 2 inches from there. On the side also not less than 2 inches. Alright, now I'm going to be placing my measuring tape just so you can see the length of my pants. I'm going to start imputing all vertical measurements from this point. So this is the waistline and I'm placing my measuring tape right there. Now look at the length of my pants. For straight pants, the length of my pants is 41 inches. That's for straight pants, pencil pants. But for wide leg, palazzo and all of that, my length is 45 inches. Drafting the pattern this way helps me so that I will be able to adapt the trouser pattern to any styles. So for my crotch measurement first, we are going to be calculating that from my hip measurement. Hip measurement is 41 inches. So to calculate the crotch, to be hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches. And that figure is going to give me 13.25. I round that up to 13.5. So this is my crotch measurement. Another method of achieving your crotch measurement is by putting the measuring tape in between your legs from the back towards the front or vice versa, then divide the figure by 2. The third method is by sitting on a hard platform such as a stool. Then from your waistline you can measure down towards the surface of that stool. And you can use that value directly, you don't need to divide by 2. Next, to calculate your thigh measurement, it's going to be hip divided by 4, but this time plus 2.5, okay? And that value is what you're going to use directly. You can also measure your thigh, then divide by 2. Now we can go ahead to impute all of this measurement to draft our trouser pattern. This is going to be my side seam, which means it's going to be the sides of the trouser. This is going to be my waistline. So my measurement from waist to hip is 9 inches. From waist to crotch, which is the crotch depth, is 13.5 inches. And then we are going to be squaring this across. I'm just imputing this same measurement over here and squaring across. After squaring this across, we are also going to be imputing the knee length. If you have measured your knee, you can go ahead to impute it. But if you have not measured your knee, just divide your trouser length, which is 41 inches, divided by 2 plus 2 is going to give you your value for your knee. So if you do not remember to measure your client or measure yourself, it's still fine. Just trouser length divided by 2 plus 2, and that is the where you are going to impute your knee circumference right there. So I'm going to square that line across just as you see me do right now, and I'm going to label it as knee. Okay, and here is my crotch and here is my hip line. Okay, so we are going to be imputing our circumference measurements, and here is the calculation for the knee, just in case you didn't get it earlier. Length divided by 2, the trouser length divided by 2 plus 2, and this is the value you would get. Alright, so next we are going to be imputing our circumference measurement, that is the hip divided by 4 for our hip measurement, and then at the crotch line we are going to be imputing the thigh measurement, which we calculated earlier on to be 13 inches. So we are going to be imputing the thigh measurement right here on the crotch line. Now divide that thigh measurement divided by 2, and the value that you will get, now you are going to impute it all across. Right here, you are going to impute it on the hip line, on the knee line, and on the hem line of the trouser pattern. So square it across, connect all of these dots together using your ruler up to that hip point. Alright. Next, we are going to be imputing our knee. My knee circumference is 20 inches. 20 inches divided by 2, that will be 10 inches. So we are going to share 10 inches across these two parts, 5 inches here and 5 inches on the other end. Alright, I hope you understand. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments. If you do not understand or you need clarity on anything, I'll be there to answer it. So we impute 10 inches right here. So our knee is 20 divided by 2, and that's the 10 inches we impute right there on the knee. Next, for the knee line, I want my M line to be 9 inches. If for a person who is on the smaller size, you can actually do 7-8 inches, but I just want mine to be 9 inches. So whatever value you choose to use, share that into two, half of that on this side and half of that on the other side. So, and that's why you see me measuring 4.5 right here and 4.5 over there. So you're going to connect that together to your knee. All right, you're going to connect that for both sides. Now that that is done, we are going to connect the knee point right here towards the crotch. Alright, use your straight ruler to connect that at first. Then you can now go ahead to curve it out so that you can take care of any sharp angle. Alright, curve it out slightly, just as you see me do right now. Next, let's draft the front area of our crotch. So we are going over to the center front, connect with a curve the crotch line towards the hip line. Don't forget, we already measured this earlier on. Now I will come over to the side seam right here and I will come in by 1.25. If you have a very curvy person, you can go in by 1.5. Or if the person is not curvy at all, you can go in by 1 inch. Then you just use your curve ruler to connect it that way. Next, I'm going to impute my waist measurement. Waist 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches, and we'll connect that waist measurement towards our hip measurement that way. Now, this is the front of our trouser pattern. Remember that we are going to be drafting the front and the back together, so don't go anywhere. Please feel free to leave a comment and your questions in the comment box. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, this is the right time to do so. Now let's continue with the drafting of our trouser pattern. This which we are drafting now will be for the back. Remember I told you that we are going to be drafting the front and the back on the same pattern paper. Now on the crotch line, we are going to be coming out by 1 inch. Come out by 1 inch on the crotch line. On the knee line, come out by 1 inch. On the M line, come out by 1 inch. Whatever happens to this side also happens to the other side as well. Alright, guys, I almost forgot to connect this line for the front where we were drafting it, but thank God I remembered and I quickly fixed that. So here is our knee line curve. Now come out on that knee by 1 inch. Whatever happens to one side also happens to the other side. So on the crotch, on the knee, on the M, we come out by 1 inch. Then we connect all of the 1 inch mark. We connect them all together. Alright, can you see the way I'm doing it? Ensure that you use the curved part of your ruler so that you can take care of any form of excess. Now at this point, take a look at how I'm using my ruler. Then you are just going to connect that line straight up just like this, at an angle just like this. Did you see how I used my ruler right there? This is exactly what you want to do. Now connect that back to the waistline. Alright, can you see? So this is now the side seam for the front, and here is the side seam for the back. I hope you understand that part. Next, we are going to connect. Next, we will connect the 1 inch mark on the inner leg together just like this towards the knee line. So with my ruler, I'm connecting that 1 inch mark towards my knee. Now on my crotch line, here is what you want to do. Add 2 inches to 2.5 inches on that crotch line. Remember that for all other parts we did 1 inch, but for this point you have to do 2 to 2.5. Then connect that to your knee line just like this. Ensure that you use the curved part of your ruler just so you can eradicate any form of sharp edges. Alright, after this, you are going to now work on the center back of your crotch. Now to achieve that, please pay close attention. Alright, on our new side seam for the back, take a look at what we are going to do right here. Remember, this is our new side seam. We are going to come in also by the same 1.25 which we came in on the side seam of the front. So we are going to connect that point to our hip line. Alright, do that with a curve just so we don't have any sharp edges right there. Now from this new side seam line, we are now going to input our waist measurement. Quickly, I'm going to use this marker for the back so that we are able to differentiate the front from the back. Now we are going to input our waist measurement from this side seam. Remember, the waist measurement is 32 inches divided by 2, it should be 8, plus 1 inch for the dart, which is 9 inches. I just imputed my 9 inches. Now extend that 9-inch point upward just like that. Now connect this point to the side seam. Alright, connect to that 1-inch extension just like that. And this is how we are going to create a nice back. Reconfirm the waist measurements from there and then you impute. Now this is our waist for the back. This remains the waist for the front, and for the waist on the front, I'm going to come down by 0.5 just so we create that curve. Remember, the front of our waistline is a bit curvy downwards just like this. So we have been able to create the waist for our front and also the waist for the back of our trouser pattern. Now we are going to connect this waist of our trouser pattern to this hip line just like this. So I'm doing this with a broken lines so that we are able to differentiate between the front and the back. And after connecting the waist to the hip like this, we are also going to be connecting the hip to the crotch line. Alright, use your curved ruler for this part. You want to get a nice curve for this part. Alright, so with these broken lines, we are able to differentiate the back from the front. Now I'm just going to highlight with a marker so that it is very obvious for us to be able to differentiate. Okay, you know that the lines that is broken is that for the center back and the other one is the center front. We lower the center front by ½ inch, and also remember that you can use this pattern directly like this if you want to make a high waist trouser pants. But if you want your pant to have a band, you can go ahead to take out the band from here. Okay, and if you are transferring for a low waist pant, you just simply have to take off 2 inches from that upper area, like from this upper area, take off 2 inches. Okay, so that it makes a low waist pant for you, and then you can just simply transfer on a fresh paper whether you want it to be a pencil or a wide leg pants or a straight pants. All right, so I hope you have found this video really helpful. And here I've gone ahead to add my dart. Remember that dart serves only the back pattern. All right, so I hope you have found this video really helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up so that it reaches more people. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.